Okay, here is the best way to improve your ability to speak in English. As an English teacher, I teach people every day, and this is by far the best thing that you can do in order to improve your ability to speak. So, here it is. It's called 5 minutes talking to yourself. Now, whether I'm talking to you, whether I'm talking to my cat, whether I'm talking to my friend, it doesn't matter, so long as I am talking from my brain, I'm verbalizing what I'm saying. That is practice. That is the speaking aspect. If you're in a conversation, you're talking to someone, you're taking your thoughts, you're verbalizing it, right? And so this is the best because it's so flexible. It's so flexible. A lot of the time, if we're learning a second language, we think we need a whole bunch of lessons. We think we need to talk to native speakers, which is really good, but it's not the best because we can't be consistent. Consistency is king. And so we need to find things that we can be consistent in. If we're not consistent, it takes such a long time. It really does. So this is what I recommend. It's really simple. You get a timer, you look at your watch, look at the clock, you get your phone, and you set a timer for 5 minutes. Then you pick a topic and you just talk to yourself. Now, the reason this is so good is because you can do it all day. You can do it anytime. If you're driving to work, set a timer on 5 minutes and just talk to yourself. Obviously, don't do it when there's people around, unless they know what you're doing. Otherwise, they'll think you're crazy. But choose a time where you're by yourself, in the car, going for a walk, even in the shower, you could do it. There are so many times throughout the day where we have some brain space and we don't need to actively talk to people or do anything specific. Those are the times. Those are the best times. And I find that when my students add them into their own schedule and they are the ones doing it, that sounds really weird. If I need to force my students to practice, it doesn't work. It's not effective. But if they've seen the value of this, that is what makes it effective. So let me give you an example. One of my students, he's from Brazil, and he works in a bank, and he travels, and he does a fair bit of talking, and a lot of it is in English. He does presentations and things like that. And I gave him this exercise to do. He would drive to work. It took him about 30 minutes to get to work. He would speak to himself for 10 minutes on the way to work and 10 minutes on the way home from work. And he said he felt really weird to begin with, talking to himself all the time. It was just weird. Whoops. But then he said after about 2 weeks of talking to himself for 20 minutes a day, he said something just clicked, and getting the thoughts from his head to come out of his mouth became much easier. It's almost like there's a pipe between your brain and your mouth. And when you use it, it's like you're unclogging the pipe. You're making sure that pipe is nice and clear and that words can flow out very easily. I couldn't recommend this activity more. It's such a good activity. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. You can do it all the time. And it's actually kind of fun. If you do this, 3 times a day, once in the morning before work, once when you come home, once before you go to bed, that's pretty easy. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. That's 15 minutes of active English speaking every single day. If you do that for a week, that's like almost 2 hours worth of active English speaking time. That's actually a lot. Almost 2 hours a day. And you can squeeze in little bits all over the place. Some students, they do much more than 15 minutes a day just because they've been really specific and particular with their schedule and they've organized it really well. It's brilliant. It's such a good activity. It makes all the difference and it allows you to stop being stuck. You've probably had it where you're speaking to people in English and you've got this problem and you want to say something and it doesn't come out right. And so this fixes that up. Anyways, that is my thought for the day. I hope it helps. Let me know how you improve if you try it. I'll catch you later.